screen. Okie dokie then. So, okay, so the first one on the list was CLA. I'm not going to try and say that.
It's conjugated linoleic acid. So it's a naturally occurring fatty omega-6, but it's not essential. I don't think it's essential. I have used it before in the past. People do claim, or companies do claim, that it helps with fat loss, which it has done in animal testing, but on humans it's not been proven. But there are studies to that support and suggest that the claim can be true. The test subjects in one certain test that was carried out, I'm not going to say who it was carried out by, the test subjects that were given CLA tablets did retain muscle and lose more fat than ones given with a placebo. So it does suggest that this is true. However, it's not essential. I don't think it's essential anyway. If I was to introduce CLAs into my diet, it would be purely during prep, and it would be once the boss has exhausted all other avenues for weight loss. So it would be increased expenditure and caloric deficit.
Yeah.
Then I would introduce it from a personal standpoint.
It's like a last resort type of
luxury.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a luxury, something that we would only go to if we need to. That's what we're trying to say. So you might as well just save your pennies. If everything is working in terms of prep, weight loss, everything's functional properly, then we wouldn't need it. So it's just not necessary.
You can spend that money from the CLAs on a better supplement or a more essential supplement, which we will come to soon.
Oh, that's better. Sorry. Any questions? Okay, you answered that well then, love. Oh, can I just say, do you like my little figures on the presentation?
She's clapping.
That's me. Okay, so glutamine is important, obviously, for amino acids. Many functions in the body. It is a building block of protein, and it. Go on, you take over.
It's part of muscle protein synthesis. So as all amino acids are, it's highly useful in that process of the muscle protein synthesis. However, again, this isn't an essential one, as we've talked about before. While we've been doing research of it, so it's another one that is a luxury item. You can get your the glutamine.
You can find it in your foods, can't you?
Yeah.
So if you're deficient, if you're deficient, which none of yous are, but
it's a top up.
Yeah, it's a top up to get this in your system, basically. So if you're reaching your protein, red and white meats, and you've got fish in there, then eggs, milk, you're more than capable of getting enough in your system. However, those that are struggling to obviously reach their calories, I would then give glutamine a shout for them. If they're not getting enough in their nutrition to bring this in, that's when we would obviously use this supplement.
It is the most abundant amino that you can find now. Like I said, it's in beef, chicken, turkey, fish. It's in milk, eggs, cabbage, beans.
Cabbage.
But it is found in. Just shows that it is found in some greens as well, though. So yeah, it's not essential. It's something again that I would introduce in prep. So once your calories come down, therefore your food sources are coming down. Your natural food source, whole foods, where the glutamine would be found. Once that starts to drop, then you can again top it up with this. So again, it's a luxury, not an essential. So that's when I would use it. If I was to have it now, when I've got enough food source and my protein's at this level, and I'm basically maxed out on the aminos. I then bring glutamine in. It's not going to be used. It's just, and it can't be stored, so it's just wasted. So literally, I pay for glutamine, take it, and it doesn't have any purpose. It just goes straight out of my system. It's not going to be stored for any meaningful length of time. So again, it's just a waste of money at certain points. However, it does have its place. Yeah. And that's when things start.
When calories are really low,
start to drop.
Introduce this, probably imaging why you hear different things about glutamine, and there's a lot of different research and people taking it and people don't. And I think
I'm not gonna lie, I genuinely thought for glutes. I've never researched it. I took it on leg days because I thought it was for glutes.
That's
Genuine.
absolutely amazing.
I'm gonna mute now.
Well, there you go. Just save yourself some money and hassle.
I've got it free anyway, but I'm gonna bin it. I don't need it.
You don't need it, yeah.
I wouldn't bin it, I'd save it.
Mm.
I'll put it on pause for now, stick a pin in it.
Just hope it doesn't go hard.
Yeah, it probably will do.
Every so often.
But like Sam was saying, we're not putting supplement companies out of business. It's just that
it has its place.
It's got its place, and it's just not necessary, like, unless you really need it, unless your calories are, again, or you are really low, or you've got somebody in who is struggling to, for muscle soreness. It says, muscle recovery, it assists, and that's why it's using that word, because it's only assisting. It's not actually giving you that recovery.
It notes there as well, it helps with the immune system. So again, it does have its place, but it's not essential. So we're all fit and healthy. We don't need to have it right now, but it does have its place. So your fatigue, muscle soreness, white blood cells to fight infection, disease, it's perfect for that. So if you can afford to have it, great, but it's there in your food sources. So if you've got your beef, if you've got your beans, if you've got your eggs, if you've got your chicken, turkey, white fish, salmon, anything like that, you've got a rich source of it there anyway. It's the most naturally abundant amino that's available.
See, we just need to remember that the title, which is supplement, it literally does supplement your nutrition. That's the best. That is the way that I see supplements. I don't see them as a got to have. Like, if my nutrition isn't right, then that's when you need the supplements, because you're going to be supplementing being deficient in what you're not getting through your nutrition.
The way I've always seen it is training and nutrition are the most important things for bodybuilding. Then it's sleep and recovery. Then it will be supplements. And somewhere in the middle of that is where I put other stuff, which I may have to use at some point, which I'm not going to talk about on this.
Yeah, we're not talking enhanced right now. Maybe that's another Zoom, which can be completely fine if some people want to talk about that.
Right.
Yay, let's get on to the best bit. Now, don't be putting them off, because I do want them to have these.
BCAAs or EAAs?
So either.
Right. Branched chain aminos versus essential aminos. It's in the title. Essential aminos are far better than the branched chain amino acids. The reason being, the BCAAs, yes, you can get in 2-1-1 ratio, 4-1-1, 6-1-1, 12-1-1, and the ratio is leucine, isoleucine, and valine in that order. So they are all branched chain amino acids. They're also, those 3 branched chain amino acids are in EAA, that supplement, as well as 6 others.
Yeah.
So if it's both 25 quid, 30 quid supplements, one's BCAAs in a 2-1-1 ratio, or a blend, which is the EAAs basically, why wouldn't you go for the EAAs, which you can still have a 2-1-1, 4-1-1 ratio, plus 6 extra aminos? It doesn't make sense not to go for that. But 10x do BCAAs, so buy 10x.
Gotta get that in there, haven't we? So, for those that are watching, not quite sure what obviously these are, but amino acids, they're building blocks, and they help carry your protein so that around your system, so they protein synthesize your protein. So if you're getting the right amount of protein, it's obviously going to help filter out your protein, so your body uses it at the right time, and that's the best time. Obviously, they are a really good product for that.
Benefits of EAAs as opposed to BCAAs, EAAs prevent going into a catabolic state, more so than BCAAs, because they have the BCAAs in there anyway. It assists with muscle protein synthesis, which Michelle's just mentioned, and it also increases the BMR, weight control, which is the basal metabolic rate. So basically anything that just keeps us living, so your heart beating. Hi, Imogen. I know you raised your hand one sec. It helps with anything that's just to keep us going, so breathing, heartbeat, keeping warm. It's basically prevents any increased expenditure for that, so you're not drained So it just tops up your energy levels.
Really good for if you're in a calorie deficit as well. Like when I was on prep, they really helped me with hunger, and during to take intro workout as well. So during exercise, they're really a benefit, because obviously you're really at risk when you're training and you're lifting your intensity up when you haven't got that much fuel in your system. They definitely help carry the protein around and, you know, help protein break down. So it's really important to use them during workout as well, just to top it up.
And another mix that you can get with BCA EAAs that you would add to it yourself and having your shaker as an intra workout is the carb source. So there's loads of different supplement companies out there that do carb shakes. So there's like Vitago, and then there's like Carb Plus, I think it is, things like that. So if you mix that with your EAAs, you will have so much energy. You'll be able to lift more, you'll recover more. It's just it's the best thing you can do. And again, there's studies that show placebos, EAAs, carbs, carb and EAA, and the carb and EAA mix had much higher muscle stimulation, muscle growth throughout the workout over a prolonged period of time. So over a 2 or 3 month window, it showed that their muscle growth was far superior to any other categories.
Fair play. Well, we didn't know that. Learned something new.
Did Imogen have a question?
Yeah, Imogen, did you have a question?
Yeah, just quickly, could you say what catabolic and anabolic means?
Yeah.
Catabolic is when you go into a catabolic state, it's muscle burning as opposed to muscle building.
Yeah.
So when you do fasted cardio, if you have BCAs during that, it basically tops up, or EAAs, it tops up your protein level, so you don't go into a muscle burning state.
Yeah.
So you burn the fat. So the first thing on a fasted walk, fasted cardio, whatever you do, is you burn the food source from the night before. So any food that you've had before bed, it's still in your system.
So you're catabolic.
You burn that, and then after it, you go into a fat burning state, and then after that, you go into a catabolic state, which is when you're eating away at the muscle.
Yeah.
So to avoid that, you take amino acids.
Yeah. Okay. So it just means the opposite. So
one's muscle, one's fat. One's muscle building, one's muscle.
What we want to do is we want to avoid catabolic state, whether we are in a calorie deficit or not, or we're in surplus. So obviously, when we go into catabolic state, that just means that with nutrition time, and you can avoid that. So you just need to make sure that your meals and your essential EAAs are in there, because that's what's going to help, especially again once it comes into prep, because you don't want to you want to avoid going into catabolic state, because we're just going to start risking losing muscle tissue. And so it's on average, the studies are saying now that it's between 3 to 4 hours, and at the 4 hour mark you will become catabolic. So it's really important to know that information as well.
So you'll see when you go to shows, you'll see some of especially the bodybuilders, or the more hardcore ones who have to get super peeled. They do often go into a catabolic state where they look stringy and the muscles don't look full, because they've just basically gone into a catabolic state a few times. That's my interpretation of it.
Yeah. Does that help?
Next.
Yeah. Anyone else got any questions? No. Okay. Creatine. Yeah, it's just it's recovery muscle for muscles. It's just it is a great supplement.
Like if I was to pick 3, 4 supplements, I'll say 4 because I like my pre-workouts. If I was to go for 4 supplements that I had to have, it would be whey isolate, EAA, BCA blend, creatine, and pre. Because I would just you can have the creatine throughout the day, and it just again promotes lean muscle growth.
Yeah, and helps with recovery.
Exactly. So if you've been doing intense workouts, post-workout, straight after, literally as soon as you've put the last weight down, go to your bag, mix up a creatine shake, have that. It's fantastic for it.
What would you recommend? That because I've heard that they do different timing for it.
This creatine monohydrate.
You hear different like before workout or after.
Yeah.
Like, what would you say?
Well, you can split your shakes. So you see some supplements do, some creatine supplements do say like 2 times throughout the day on rest days, 1 before workout, 1 after workout. But there's creatine monohydrate, and I can't remember what the other creatine is. But the monohydrate, from what I recall from when I was on prep, it's non-water retention, so you won't get the puffy, bloated look, which you do with the other type, especially in the face, which we want to avoid.
Yeah, and also, I don't know if you guys know much about creatine, but it has, people talk about timing of it, and people also talk about the dosage and cycling it as well. So, you know, I'll be honest, like, I've known that creatine can go throughout. Would you, is that wrong? Or like, can you always take it, or do you have to? Yeah, okay. Just that I do hear different things about it.
From what I've been told by all my coaches throughout my competitive career, there's no reason not to take it.
Right.
Throughout.
There we go. And also, it helps with a pump. It does give you a good pump. Anyone got any questions? This one definitely from Imogen. You use this, don't you?
Yeah.
Before fasted workout, he has a bin bag on, and he has some of this with a coffee.
No.
When you were in London, what did you do?
It was just apple cider vinegar with a drop of water, but I have a black coffee on the side. I don't know. I'd say the black coffee and then the apple cider chaser.
Before I joined you, Michelle, I was having help. Before I joined you, I was drinking apple cider vinegar with cherry and cinnamon hot tea in the mornings.
Yeah. So the reason for the tea, was that just for flavour, so you didn't taste the nasty apple cider vinegar?
And the fact that it was green tea, I thought it was like best of both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember you saying that, actually. Yeah.
See, I know some people who have apple cider vinegar with it's an orange flavoured powder. I'm not sure what it's for. It might be for like a joint recovery or something like that. It just gives it a bit of flavour, and joint recovery is always beneficial anyway. But yeah, I had it fasted before fasted
I've
cardio.
never used it. I have got some in the cupboard, however, but I honestly have never used it.
The one I would get though would be the Bragg one, which has with mother, and the mother is when it's cloudy, and that's the one that really does help with the acidity in your digestive system. But like it says here,
It's not proven, is it?
it lowers blood sugar levels, manage diabetes. But I've been listening to RX Muscle, and Dave Palumbo, the host of that one, he's super knowledgeable, a prep coach in America. He was saying that he tested his blood sugar levels first thing in the morning, and he had apple cider vinegar the night before. And any time he did that, his blood sugars were reduced. So if you do suffer from high blood pressure, it's beneficial for that. I don't know, I can't say the benefits, during fasted cardio, but bro science and people tell me that it works, so I'm going to do it.
I was going to say, bro, it's just bro science.
There will be some science behind it, but I'm not going to. I
like bro science because it's experience, but then I guess what Imogen was doing it because you've heard about it, and people talk. Yeah, is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the same for me. And if it works, it works. It's just a little shot of it. So what have you got to lose?
Yeah, but how do you know it works exactly?
Do 2 preps, one with, one without.
If you can stomach drinking that,
I'll do it with you. Do it without.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We can do that on next prep. What's next? Right, okay. So, do you like my little figure? So this one, I have used this in the past, Calamine, and have been instructed by a previous coach. Oh, cinnamon. Sorry. Sorry. And it is meant to improve insulin sensitivity. Now, especially when it comes to females, apparently if we put this in our shake or protein, it's meant to help keep away like the feelings to want chocolate and
cravings.
And it all comes down to insulin and hormone. So I think that's where it's coming from. Whether that works or not, I'm not entirely sure. Whether it keeps that craving away, it's worth a shot. If you ain't got many calories, it'd just be having some and see if it works.
And if you have like cream of rice, unflavoured, bit of cinnamon on top,
yeah,
it does taste good.
Yeah,
a bit of ginger as well.
I don't like it, to be fair.
I have no idea about this one, so I'm leaving it to you. Ashwagandha.
Ashwagandha. Now, yeah, this is, I'm not going to lie, I obviously Googled this because we do seem to have some in the cupboard. So I don't know why he was taking that. if you read it. But yeah, do you know what? It's worth a shot. Like if that's exactly what it does, you know, reduces anxiety, stress, depression, and if it reduces your tea, have
increases.
some. Increases.
I don't like to reduce my test.
But yeah,
I think it will help with water retention as well. If you're depressed and stressed, then your water retention is going to improve with it.
Yeah, so I think it's worth a shot if you've got a couple of them things. Where can you buy that from?
From Holland & Barrett's.
Oh right, Holland & Barrett's. Yeah.
Amazon.
Where else have we got? Okay, so this one, I would say isolate and caseins, both the same. They're just a slow release protein.
Isolate is without lactose.
Right, go on.
So basically, it's faster releasing. So if you have a protein like a normal whey, 100% whey protein, it has some dairy in it, and that slows down the absorption into the muscle. So if you have it without, it's fast acting, so it's literally straight in. So during prep, whey isolate throughout, growing seasons or anything like that, off season, whatever you want to call it. We're not going to say bulk because we don't like the word.
Progressive season.
When you want to build whey, 100% whey is absolutely fine. Throughout prep, you want to fuel the muscles quickly, whey isolate, and throughout the night, 8 hours slow release of protein is casein.
Yeah, cool.
But the only downside of that is obviously it's calories. So if you're going to take casein, you then have to pull some calories from proteins throughout the day to allow for a lasting before bed. But you could always do it as like a mug cake or something like that, so you can have it as a meal. So basically just mix it in a tiny little bit of oat milk or normal milk or whatever you want to do, mix it up, whether it's isolate whey or casein before bed, microwave it for half a minute or so, mug cake, boss.
Yeah, if you say so. I don't like them.
Trust me. The banging.
But yeah, protein whey is normally your go-to. If you want to get into, a little bit more into it, then definitely use the other two, if you can afford to. But the both.
100% whey is the cheapest.
Yeah, whey is the cheapest. Yeah, of course, and 10x do that. There you go.
Most readily available. But they're vegetarian and vegan, so niche market.
Right. So, have we got any questions? Anybody? No. Kez, quiet today. What's going on?
This is what teachers feel like and stuff when they give presentations.
I know.
Any questions?
You covered it off that well. I've got no questions.
Seriously? Like, I know, yeah, boom. I'll be honest, I'm not supplement at all. I'll if I need some supplement for a certain time, I will always research it. So I don't really, not that confident when it comes to it, but I think that supplements have the place. And obviously Sam knows a hell of a lot more than I do. But yeah, hopefully you've took something from it and learned something, even if it makes you Google it if you're really interested in that particular one. But I would definitely recommend on your shopping list, EAAs, like Sam has got his top list. Can I just say pre-workout though has its place. We both got different opinions on pre-workout.
I love it.
Do you use it every session, Sam?
Depends on what time of day. So at the minute, no, because
I don't want him buzzing around my house right now.
At the minute, I'm not going to use it because with limited equipment, I just feel that there's no reason for it. However, if I do legs, say tomorrow or Monday, I would have it then. But I'd use the 10x one, which doesn't have a crazy amount of caffeine in it, and it doesn't come with niacin and anything like that. The all black, everything, that's fucking brutal because that has got niacin. Imogen's nodding, she knows. I know, and he gave me some once. I was off my fucking trolley. I couldn't work out. Remember that? Yeah. The niacin. I couldn't work out. I was like, honestly, it was like, this has just wrecked my workout. I just
It's not. I'm too sensitive. I can't do it.
That's probably caffeine, maybe.
Yeah.
And the niacin. The niacin, I get red flashes all down my elbows and back of my arms and stuff, and across my chest. But it's fucking brutal, and you do have a class workout. If I'm doing,
sound like a druggie.
When I was
with getting a hit.
When I was in London, I would only be able to get to the gym at 7:30 after driving an hour and a half. So I would have a pre-workout in the car and get stuck in traffic, and it was just shit. So what I did instead was I changed it to, because it was quite late at night anyway, to a pump formula which doesn't have the caffeine, so you don't get that burst of the energy, but it's just basically nitrous, so you just fill up. It's class. That pump formula. At weekends I would do a pre and pump mix, so you just get an insane workout. But yeah, I would, depending on what time you can train. If it's before, say 4 o'clock, depending on your caffeine sensitivity. If it's before 4 o'clock, absolutely go wild.
Yeah.
Double scoop that shit. I would try and also, if you can, get the original Jack 3D, which is now banned in America, and it's been banned for a few years.
No, don't be telling my clients to do that.
No, I'll probably have a panic attack.
On the London Marathon, they had it in the London Marathon and they died.
Listen,
as bad as that is.
Yeah, I'm against pre-workout. Not against it, but I just don't think it's essential. Me personally, I prefer you to be focused into the gym.
Black coffee. If it's for,
black coffee is completely fine. That's what I have. But if you go into the gym and you have to have something to give you a kick or whatever, you start relying on that. It's like a drug, isn't it? So you go in.
Your sensitivity drops and your reliance increases and your sensitivity drops, which is why I would cycle it. So I do say a month on, 2 weeks off, month on, 2 weeks off, or something like that. But it does. We've got 10 minutes down to 10 minutes, but it does. It definitely does have its place. But if you're chasing numbers, absolutely. Yeah,
definitely use it during larger muscle groups, but.
No, if you're trying to increase your numbers every single time, if you're doing an off season as well, or and the thing is, if you're doing prep and you're exhausted from getting up at 5 a.m. to do your fasted cardio, that's why I needed it at 7 p.m.
Would you say?
But then I had caffeine at 7 p.m. and then
So would you say then? Would you say it's part of your routine before you go to the gym? So do you go pre-workout, get in the bag, and if you haven't had your pre-workout, does it affect your workout?
Yes. I was going to ask that. That's good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I know
that I would do that.
My point.
So it's part of the ritual. But if I was to, but this is the thing: if I don't have a pre-workout, I would have a pump. So I'm still in my head. I'm still mixing a shake. It's like when you saw me during prep in the comeback. It was a case of whenever I did a fasted session, I had to have the same beanie on. I had to have my glasses on. And it was literally the same every time. So I'd be
your lucky beanie.
Fucking loser.
No, I was Where's Wally? I look like Where's Wally.
Oh, trust me, nightmare. It was like in a trance.
With my glasses like these, little beanie on.
Yeah, you're a gimp.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that. I came away with the win, so I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Sam in a bubble. That's what it was. Go on.
I take pre-workout at the moment just to make myself train, because once I take it, I can't not train.
No, that's fine, because it gives you the motivation in a minute.
I agree with that.
I was also.
Yeah, but
I was also gonna.
May not be in that situation.
Go on, Imogen.
Sorry, I was also gonna say I forgot to put on the list GDAs. I thought it might be beneficial that everyone knew what GDAs do. Yeah,
so GDAs are glucose disposal agents. So the glucose is basically carbohydrates, so it just shuffles it around your body so it goes to the place where it needs to be and it just doesn't sit. That's my understanding. Is that what you...
Yeah, and is that... I've heard that it's intro workout. Is it intro during workout? With meals.
Yeah, so it reduces bloat as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, because basically the carbs, so it just...
it's helping digest them, isn't it? So I think that's where the help with bloat will come in. Yeah,
definitely have the place. Applied Nutrition do some good GDAs, and it's informed sports, informed choice.
Oh, she's a bit late here joining there. There's no point in me joining her now, or I will do, just so I'm not rude. But
who's that? Name and shame. Who is it? Who's just turned up?
Wow.
Who is there?
In where?
Who is it?
Hi.
Oh shit. You're late.
Time to call this.
She works in the underground, doesn't she? Bless her.
I may have seen her.
You can't talk because you're going to get caught.
I may have seen one. I don't know.
I know, yeah, probably.
You never know.
So has anyone else got any other questions?
Before we go.
I
Sorry,
know,
Kirsty.
I know. Kirsty, sorry.
No, thanks. I only take creatine, so that was interesting. And also the EAA. I'm going to do a little bit more research on that. Apple cider vinegar. What a load of shit. Why would anyone do that? It tastes like shit. Honestly, I lasted about a month and I was like, what the hell am I doing? But yeah, EAA and creatine.
Yeah.
Good ones.
Were
Yeah,
you
they
having
are.
apple cider vinegar straight, or were you mixed it with anything?
I had it with water. It's disgusting. I just used to wash it back.
Yeah, that's what I do. Not done it for a while.
Just no thanks.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Absolute not essential. Just don't do it. And you know, if something isn't working, it's not working for a reason. So it's not apple cider vinegar. Sorry.
Again, there's plenty of other stuff that you can get that would benefit you far more so than apple cider vinegar for fat burning, for pre-workouts. Sorry, for fasted cardio. What's the name of it? Yohimbine. That's not a dodgy one. That's not.
Outside,
that is good.
Off the shelf.
So you can get fat burners that have yohimbine in it that are perfectly legal. But if you can get yohimbine straight, Cardiff Sports Nutrition, is it? CSN? They stock it, or they used to at least. So if you can find it, it's very, very hard to actually get hold of though. But that is very good.
Yeah, any other questions on supplements?
No, thanks.
No? Cool. Have we learned something?